These thoughts were inspired by Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life, its first chapter, in which he talks about the difficult ordeal of growing up and leaving behind the childhood mind that shuns responsibilities, obligations, and does not think of time or even mortality itself. It is the difficult task of starting to think of our own surroundings, of our own lives, and how we can change it, better it, and thus also the world around us and also the lives of the people that we are surrounded with. Of course, when we think of all this, we probably tend to think, what can I do? I'm insignificant. I don't have any power. I'm just a cog in the machine. I study. I'm a student. I go to work. What kind of a power do I have to influence anything? And in these thoughts, I try to prove the opposite. I think we do have, all that we do have, a certain amount of power and influence over other people and our surroundings, even if we don't even think about it. We are like waves. We create waves all the time in the lives of the people around us and our surroundings. Not only that we create them, but we have been creating waves in this world even before we were born. I mean, imagine a loving couple living together, and one day they suddenly realize that they're going to have a baby. That's a pretty big wave, isn't it? A wave that changes the lives of two people suddenly, completely, and forever. And it's only due to a few cells, for now, a few cells replicating, duplicating in the body of the mother. And if perhaps later came also a sister and a brother, well, that doesn't sound like a wave anymore, but almost like a tsunami. And as we grow up, of course, we influence our parents further. Then later, perhaps we, to a certain degree, influence our peers, our friends in school, and maybe even teachers. And later, as we grow up and are forced to look for a job or to think how we are going to support ourselves, well, a job usually sounds like something that you do and has a certain impact on the people around you or your surroundings. A job itself sounds, well, like something that should be creating some sort of waves. If you are perhaps a teacher, well, you are shaping the minds of your pupils or your students, something that will, in some way, stick with them for the rest of their lives. If you are perhaps a policeman, you're creating waves in the lives of many people with risking your own health, your own life, by protecting them, by protecting certain communities from criminals. Or maybe if you're a doctor, well, I guess that's self-explanatory. You're maybe saving lives of other people. That's pretty big, a big wave. And maybe if we were to look further than this, maybe into politics, well, we all create waves with voting. We think, we feel, we live our daily lives, and every few years we gather up our thoughts and feelings and we pass them on onto the ballot box, and thus we choose or how and thus we choose who is going to rule us for the next few years. Of course, we all do it. We all make these waves. Millions of people make the same waves, and together it creates one big tsunami. Or perhaps on a bit more darker tone, if you were to look at people with disabilities, maybe people that can't even think much, do they make waves? Do these people that can't even think about their own lives or think about influencing or doing anything for any communities, do they make waves? Of course they make waves. Of course they do. Such people probably live in certain houses, or maybe they live at home, maybe they live in certain houses where other people take care of them, clean them, wash them, give them food, and of course they make waves in the lives of these workers that take care of them. It's a big thing. They are the kind of people that leave big marks in many lives. And if you are perhaps one of those people that think that maybe such people should be aborted even before they were born, well, such things have a name. They were already tried in the past, and all of those deeds created waves that decades of later today we still talk about. So, in whichever way you choose, whether you think they should not live among other people in our communities, or whether you think that they are just like other people and they should be allowed to live among among us all, well, whatever you choose, these people will influence lots of their lives, lots of other lives during their own lives. They will create waves, even though they can't perhaps, even though they perhaps can't think much and they don't seem productive to certain communities. So, these were some thoughts that I hope gave you some ideas that we do have some influence, strength, and power over our surroundings. We do have some influence on the lives also of on other people. We do make waves in the lives of other people, even though we may consider ourselves insignificant. Of course, it is even better if we think for ourselves about these waves of and we choose freely what we should do to better our lives and better the communities around us. That's, I guess, the next step. But okay, so whatever your current lives are, whatever your jobs are, whatever your daily struggles are, I wish you all good luck, all God's blessings, and thank you for listening to this video.